Ariane
Worlton. The first time I left.
Speech impediment. That's why I'm here. Ariane Worlton loves improving herself and reading self-help books. She is performing speech number 8, titled Living in the Present. Thank you.
I was in the Walmart parking lot, and I was patting myself on the back because I got something off my checklist for the day. And as I am thinking about this, I wander to my car, fail to notice that it is running, and I throw my groceries in the back seat. Then I walk up to the front door, I fling it open, and to my shock, there's a little old man in the seat. And he looks up at me and says, "Oh, well, good afternoon, young lady." And I was like, ooh, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I realize this is not my car, but I have the exact same car. This is really embarrassing. I'm so sorry. And he said something like, "Oh, no worries. That was a pleasure." So I grab my groceries and I go to my real car. I feel like I live half my life distracted. As I'm walking with my grocery cart, I may have noticed that the car was running, but I didn't, because I was off in La La Land. How often are we living distracted? Why are we distracted, and what are we thinking about when we are distracted? Today we are going to talk about figuring out what it is, why it's so difficult to be present, and some ways to improve our future and current experiences. Okay, all right. This summer, I felt like I lived quite distracted, and my husband recommended me reading the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Some of you have read that, I see. And he talks about if you're not in the present, you are either in the past or the future. If you're not here, you have to be one of these places, right? And he talked about the emotion in the past is things like anger, resentment, guilt. In the future, things like anxiety and worry. So let's think about that. How often are we feeling guilty over the argument we had with someone? Or the way we could have treated someone a little better and we didn't have a chance to apologize? How often do we think through that? Or are we ruminating on the fact that the Kohl's cashier asked you if you needed a senior citizen discount? And how dare they? But quite often, we're thinking about what's next. If we look at the clock right now, what goes through your mind? Oh, we got to be done at noon and 1, and then we got a lunch appointment, then I got to pick up my daughter from school. It's always the next thing, as opposed to just being here right now. So, what does being present feel like? Well, I would suggest that quite often it's just a very calm, content feeling, as if you're sitting out on the porch with a glass of lemonade and you're watching the sunset, and you just feel like this sense of awe and wonder. I feel like it's those moments you just try to capture, and I kind of want to seal it up in a jar and then be able to open it up and experience it again and again, but you can't because it's a feeling. For me, that feeling is huge when I dive into fresh water. I don't know what's underneath, and that's kind of the exciting part, but I swim out to the middle of the lake and I lay back and I'm just one with the water, and I just let it take me wherever it takes me. And I'm looking at that sky going, my gosh, my life is amazing. Another activity for me that really brings me presence is drawing. It's one of those activities where I'll be drawing, and then all of a sudden I will look at the clock and it's been 3 hours. You lose track of time because time no longer matters because you are so present. And there was a day where I was feeling very emotional and I was sad, and I decided to draw it, to put my feelings on paper. And so this is what I came up with. And I find that some of my best pieces are when I'm in that state of emotion and I'm able to just really dive in. So how can we improve our level of presence? Well, one thing we could do is start checking in with ourselves throughout the day. See where we're at. See how we're feeling. Because if we're not feeling calm and content, something is, we are either not experiencing what we're currently doing, or we're in our past or future, right? So if we could check in and just be aware The cool thing is, the moment you realize you are not present, you become present. Just that little awareness. And even if you do nothing more than be aware of that, eventually it'll start to shift things. Because then you can have a choice. And whether you're doing that laundry and you're folding and you're thinking about the next thing and you're just hoping to get the laundry done, what if you dove in and you're like, oh my gosh, look how little their feet are? Or what if you laughed at your daughters who don't care that all their socks are missing and they wear mismatched socks to school? What if we really dove into that project that we're working on? Or maybe it's a work report you have to do and you're stressed because there's a time limit and you got to get it to your boss and you want them to be happy. But what if you just were in the moment? You would produce whatever you needed to because you were there, present, and you weren't worrying about the results. Now I'd like to do a little activity. I don't know if you guys know what this is. This is called a singing bowl. It's one of my favorite things. I give Reiki sessions, and I like to do this at the beginning and the end to really just calm and bring to that moment. So I'd love it if you guys want to close your eyes for a minute and listen. Hopefully for just a moment we gave an example of being present and just hearing that and feeling the vibration within. Now friends, there's no reason we can't have more moments of bliss. Check in with yourself once in a while. See where you're at. See if you have the ability to be there for that little grandchild or child that comes running through the door and they're so excited. And they say, Mom, I lost my front tooth. Can you be there for that? Or when you're going out to your mailbox, can you stop for a moment and notice this amazing fall weather? Notice the colors, feel the wind on your face, and breathe in that fresh air. It's amazing. And I hope you guys can experience a little more of that because the present is truly a gift. Thank you.